live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Haven't reviewed a movie in a while. Haven't talked about a movie in a while. Have I? Well, question. What do you get when you combine Miracle on 34th Street with Home Alone, John Wick, Die Hard? Yeah. That's a movie called Violent Night, starring David Harbour. I had the trailer queued up here. Let's take a look at this Joker, and then we can get into it because it's something else.
You ain't driving, are you?
I steer a little, but the rain did most of the work.
This is my 4th year as a Santa. How about you?
I started the whole damn thing.
It's Christmas!
We decided that you could have one gift.
Early.
What is it?
That is a direct hotline to Santa Claus himself.
I can talk to Santa.
All right, revelers. Welcome to your worst Christmas ever.
Let's go!
You have $300 million in your personal vault. That's what I want for Christmas.
I don't want any trouble, okay?
Someone's gonna scooch up that chimney.
Who is he? Because it's not your typical mall Santa.
Santa, are you there? Daddy said you were very busy tonight. My name's Trudy Lightstone. Are you gonna help us, Santa?
Yeah, Trudy.
Santa?
You're on my nice list.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Time for some season's beatings.
Who the hell are you?
Boss, what if he really is the real?
No such thing as Santa.
These bad men, they're all on my naughty list. Naughty. That's naughty!
And what do you do to the naughty ones?
I give them a lump of coal.
Where is it?
I gotta watch.
I believe in you, Santa.
Come on. Which one of you did that? Prancer? So unprofessional.
Bruh, trust me when I say that preview, that trailer, it does not do the movie justice. Let's start at the beginning. Okay, everything you saw in the trailer, that's like a microcosm of what goes on in that movie. Like I said, it's got elements of Home Alone. It's got elements of Miracle on 34th Street. It's got elements of John Wick. It's got elements of Die Hard. And I would even go so far as to say, because of the way Santa gets down, it's got elements of maybe like 300 or Gladiator in it. You know what I'm saying? Because if this is the wave of the new action movie, is this what action movies look like now? D-Real is here for it. These guys are the producers, the same guys who brought you Nobody and Bullet Train. Bruh. nobody was a twist, because what went on in Nobody and who was doing it was not who you expected it to be coming from. In Bullet Train, you had a mild-mannered, I guess you call Brad Pitt a bagman in that movie, who was just trying to, avoid the violence in his life. Like, I'm trying to be cool, but y'all won't let me. And that's exactly what happens in Violent Night. The plot kind of breaks down like this. Santa Claus is kind of jaded after 1,100 years of giving presents to people who don't appreciate him, or who go somewhere and buy a gift and just don't give a damn about Christmas tradition. And he's actually contemplating quitting. But then we flip over to this family, the Lightstones, the matriarch who is played by Beverly D'Angelo, who looks like she's had more surgery than a Kardashian and Nicki Minaj combined, is just like, God, that's Beverly D'Angelo? Who coincidentally was in another Christmas movie, Vacation, and she looked a lot different. A lot different. But be that as it may, she is such an a-hole that she has managed to piss off everyone that works for her. And so they're all teaming up to steal this $300 million that she has in her safe. Same time, Santa Claus pulls up to drop off gifts. He drunk as a skunk too, you know what I'm saying? Santa Claus just he riding on the sleigh, just toe back, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Santa Claus threw up on somebody from the sky, you know. Santa Claus just was like, I'm done. IDGAF anymore, you know? And so he gets caught up in the, and because this woman's filthy rich, she got this great big tremendous house, so there's all kinds of room to run around and hide and sneak up on people and have one-on-one fights in this wing over here. And Santa, who is, if you didn't see by the trailer, the real Santa, and so Santa Claus has magic. Christmas magic is what I believe Santa Claus calls it in the movie. But even he does not 100% understand the magic. You know what I'm saying? So he's got three things, I guess, that qualify as quote unquote Christmas magic. We never get to see why Santa is 1,100 years old and what's keeping Santa vital or somewhat vital, a lot more vital than somebody who would be 1,100 years old. Okay. He's got the bag. It's a magical bag, and he reaches into it, pulls out a gift, which makes a lot more sense than an old ass man tugging every gift in the world on his back. His other magic is how he gets in and out of chimneys. He kind of, like just like in the poem, puts his finger on his nose, and I guess that's kind of a form of disintegration, teleportation, and reintegration on the roof or in the house or however. And that's the explanation of how Santa gets in and out of houses, because at one point he came through, and was on the floor that had a fire going. So it's not like he materializes in the chimney. You know what I'm saying? And he uses that trick to very dramatic effect. in the final fight scene. But and then of course his reindeer, you know, they're magical, they fly, they pull a sleigh, you know. So that is the extent of Santa's magic. Okay. Other than that, Santa is just a regular old dude. But wait a minute. No, he's not. We come to find out that in this movie, Santa Claus is an 1,100-year-old Viking. Now we know how Vikings get down, right? Okay. So this is what happens when Santa gets fed up, or more or less, this little girl who still believes in Christmas, who still believes in Santa Claus. Oh, I forgot to mention, Santa Claus has also got his little magical scroll that he can open up, and your name will appear on it, and it'll tell him if you're naughty or if you're good, and a lot of the things that you've done. You know what I'm saying? So Santa was like messing people's heads up because he was telling them, oh, I remember that one time when you was a little boy and I got you whoop, 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 and you still did this. You know, and it's like, yeah, I guess Santa Claus would be one hell of a guy to run into. And not only the fact that he's an ex-Viking and his favorite weapon is a war hammer called Skull Crusher. That tell you right then, Santa ain't always been merry and jolly and ho, ho, ho. And he was cracking heads for a long time. But basically, it turns into kind of that's the Die Hard / John Wick element of it. Santa Claus creeping around, knocking off bad guys. Because there's plenty of bad guys to knock off. But John Leguizamo as the head baddie, I don't know. It's different and surprising. And strangely enough, he works in that role as like the head baddie. And then there are like a plethora of henchmen who take on Christmas names: Krampus, Gingerbread, Candy Cane, and Sugar Plum. So yeah, it's tongue in cheek. There's humor, and bruh, just from that trailer, the violence you saw, mild. Santa is wiping folks out, and I mean in a vicious way. He ain't playing. He's dismembering, breaking, stabbing. Santa Claus the Viking ain't no punk. Trust me when I say. You know, it's like, and then you got big old David Harbour playing Santa Claus. Man, that's an imposing presence. You know what I'm saying? So the movie just eventually there's a situation with the money, and then there's a chase scene where, you know, Santa continues wiping out henchmen, but then eventually, of course, like there always is, there's a showdown between the good guy and the bad guy. And as in the movies Nobody and Bullet Train, the fight scenes are based in reality. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though Santa Claus is a big giant Viking fighting a little tiny Latino man, the balance of it works out because there's things going on like they fighting on ice. And Santa Claus got on boots that's slipping and sliding, and John Leguizamo, whose character's code name is Scrooge, has ice grips on. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. Even if you got 100 pounds on me, I could still push you around on ice. Right? That makes total sense. Okay, but I don't know about John Leguizamo taking straight up shots to the grill from somebody big as David Harbour. It looked like David Harbour outweigh him by at least 70, 80 pounds. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I ain't trying to fight nobody weigh no 300 pounds and take shots to the face from them. Be that as it may, it didn't put a damper on the movie because everything else, for the most part, strangely enough, in a movie about Santa Claus, seemed to be based in reality. You know what I'm saying? The Lightstone family, they had their little quirks, you know, like I said, with Beverly D'Angelo, and she's got a son, she's got a daughter, and her daughter's got this like a-hole boyfriend who wants to be, he's like a B movie star. Actually, he's like a D movie star, but he wants to be A-list, and so he's trying to get Beverly D'Angelo's character, Miss Lightstone, to bankroll his next movie project. The daughter who's dating him, she's kind of vapid and self-centered, just like you would expect, you know, filthy rich people to be. She's got a son, he swears up and down, you know, that he's the nicest and he's like a culture vulture, you know, like those little white kids that love Black culture but don't love Black people. And then ironically, Mrs. Lightstone's son, let me get some names going here. Jason Lightstone, who's played by Alex Hassel, is married to Linda Alexis Louder, an African-American woman. And they have just the cutest little daughter, Trudy, who's played by Leah Brady. But Jason Lightstone is tired of being under his mother's thumb because she's got all the money. And if she say jump, y'all got to jump. And he's tired of jumping. Okay. And so if you know how these kind of movies go, you could kind of figure out who did what and what's going to happen next. But it's not one of those things where you're sitting through it like, okay, here comes the part where they do this. And here comes the part where they do that. No, when you get it, it's like, oh, that is what was supposed to happen, but I didn't expect it to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? So it is indeed formulaic, but it's a good formula. Okay, trust me, it is a refreshing change from what you've been watching in terms of action movies. You know, Marvel, the MCU has dominated the action movie platform, you know what I'm saying, forever and a day. But, and we've had little movies here and there. Like I said, everybody's like, ooh, John Wick, can't wait to see John Wick. So for me, anyway, it's more the projects that don't have anything to do with Marvel or that aren't Marvel produced that I'm kind of looking forward to more so than the Marvel ones, because, you know, after you tell somebody, we don't look for people who like comic books to write our movies. We look for people who don't know nothing about comic books to write our movies, or who have a rudimentary understanding of comic books, and so they want to put their own twist on it. The problem with that is when you decide to put your own twist on it, you haven't taken the fans into consideration. Okay? Nobody told you to make Johnny Storm black. You know what I mean? And you thought that was going to fly, but it literally didn't. Anyway, Violent Night indeed lives up to its name. It is a violent ass movie. It is a Christmas movie, but it is not one you want to take your kids to see. It is in fact R-rated, and it earns every bit of that R rating, from the language to the violence. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a wild ride. It's a fun ride. And I should have did a live reaction when I came out of the theater, but coming out of the theater, I could hear lots of people saying, that was different. You know what I'm saying? That was unique. I enjoyed that. That was a nice little twist. You know what I'm saying? That kind of a thing, as opposed to, you know, what you usually expect when people come out of movies like blah, blah. It was a fresh and change. It was a surprise, a definite surprise. Me, I 100% recommend the movie. I thought it was good. I liked it. There was a balanced blend of action, drama, humor, and enough glue to put them all together plot wise and story wise to drive the story along. So if nothing else, man, y'all can light up a fat one, go to the movies and watch that and enjoy it thoroughly. You might laugh the whole time. I know there were moments when I laughed when it probably wasn't appropriate to laugh, like that scene when that dude gets that star stuck in his eye. There's more to that scene than just that. More stuff happens in that scene with that guy who got that star stuck in his eye. But be that as it may, overall, this movie is very enjoyable. Y'all gonna cut my head off, but I don't care. I'm telling you, I enjoyed it. I give it a 7.5. Solid 7.5 at that. It was very enjoyable. It wasn't the perfect movie, but it was damn good. Do you plan on going to see Violent Night this holiday season? Is there anything you want to know about Violent Night? If I can give you that information, let me know. Drop it in the comments. And as always, I'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.